Hi there, guys. Unfortunately, I can't be with you today on our 10th anniversary, but I did want to say a few words. So hopefully, you're watching me on some kind of video screen now. Well, it's been 10 years since ACT started, and arguably, I wasn't with the guys right at the start. Um, they started at the Montcalm Hotel, and I was actually a customer of ACT. I ran a restaurant and bar, and ACT would do the morning clean at the restaurant. Um, I did start shortly afterwards, though, when we had our first kitchen porter and night cleaning contracts. Um, and when I finished work at the bar, I would move to either Benares or Prism or both of them, depending on what was going on. And I would help support the night cleaners there and the cleaners, and ensure that we delivered the very high standards that we aspired to then, and obviously still do today. Um, so that was then. By November of that year, I came on board full time. Um, we had some other contracts that come on board, and it enabled everybody to fulfil their roles within the business. Um, with Russell doing the finance, John busy out selling the business, Rob overseeing the HR side, and me delivering the operation. So I came on board in November, but unfortunately within 6 weeks, I'd had a motorbike accident on the way to Prism early one morning, and found myself in hospital and out of action for a couple of months. So the guys were on their own. Um, but I recovered quite quickly, and that was one of many stories that we could talk about over the 10 years, as you can imagine. Um, Ones that come to mind is that Russell still likes to dine out on the small chemical burn he got in his thumb when we were deep cleaning Benares. Seeing John in an Act Clean t-shirt, deep cleaning um, a production kitchen in Battersea through the night. Um, one of our first early contracts was bizarrely providing making sandwiches at Emirates Stadium, the new Emirates Stadium. Nothing to do with cleaning, but yeah, again, John, Rob, and Russell all in hairnets, making hundreds and hundreds of sandwiches for the different outlets, making packed lunches for the staff that were working there on the match days. Really, it was a sight for sore eyes. And if any of you have actually seen them, the Ritz, the afternoon tea there, they make obviously hundreds of sandwiches every day. It was a similar operation that we were delivering, but obviously not as slick. Now, it was very much a culture of ours to do the best we could for our clients, and support them in any way that we could. And we didn't like to say no, as we don't even today when we're asked to do certain things. But that led us to then work at the new Wembley Stadium, and we were asked if we could provide 25 chefs to work on various match days, in all the different food and beverage outlets that they have there. And being that we obviously never used to like to say no, we obviously said yes. And there we were, found ourselves having to find 25 chefs in about 3 or 4 days for this big opening of Wembley Stadium. By hook or by crook, we managed it. It wasn't easy, and we continued to work there for a number of months afterwards. But eventually, Act Clean and John with his selling, it meant that we could move away from the providing of chefs and sandwich making, and concentrate on the business that we'd always set out to do. And if I'm honest, I know my colleagues here will agree with me that we don't miss that at all. So 10 years later, and ACT is a very different beast to it was when we started. And look at this fantastic office that we find ourselves in today, and the great departments that we've got within it. Our first office was a broom cupboard on the first floor of a shop. It only had 2 desks. There was only room for 2 people, and we had to take it in turns on shift to actually get our work done within that space. We can laugh about it now, but at the time it was straining. So, as I said, some of you guys have been with us for many of the last 10 years. Some of you have been with us for kind of half that time, and others have joined us very recently. All of you are a really important part of enabling us to deliver the high standards and the support we do to our customers on a daily basis. And it gives me great pleasure that some of you have chosen to grow your careers with us during that time. Somebody that comes to mind, and I know there's more than one person that's done so, but is Richard Asante. And the reason why I say Richard is because Richard was my kitchen porter supervisor, head porter, prior to me working at ACT. So I've known Richard for many, many years, and it gives me great pleasure that he's recently had another promotion within the night team, and now he's supporting us in an even better way than he was, and taking on a lot more responsibility. So it does give me a lot of pleasure to see that, and other members that have grown with us. So thank you very much, all of you. You're all part of the ACT team. We appreciate all the hard work that you put in, and thank you. Enjoy your party this evening. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you.